2, 1.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Melbourne Bonsai channel. I have a gift, a Mugo Pine. I don't think I like the style that much, so I'm going to change it a little bit, repot into the new pot. So hopefully you guys can enjoy the work with me today with Mugo Pine. I think someone getting really creative. Thank you to my friend. He said he gave it to me as a gift. First thing I spotted it, if you see there is an insect or the spider or anything got into the bark, this is what happened when they get into it and you don't treat it, the bark will fall out and that losing it. To stop this from happening, now and then brush a little bit of lime into it for all your pine, because if not your bark will be disappear like this. So we gone that, but that's okay, we will use that. Before you put any wire on, when you wanted to style any tree, like pine, this is the Mugo, so you go in and you clean some of this old needle last year off. That stop you from get them into the wire and the fungus and all that grow on them. So to remove it is the same thing what you do with pine, either tweezer or using your 2 fingertips just to pull it out. So just hold tight and pull it upward like that. Or you can twist it, it's the same thing. Just try not to damage the skin of the tree. So once you remove all these, it will be a lot easier to apply your wire. And then you can trim the tree before you do wiring too. If not, you can just do the wiring and then do it as you go, which is myself. Normally I do that. I never overthink any tree. Mugo, they a little bit slow grower too. They're quite unique to make a sohin out of them. I had a lot of Mugo around, but it's a gift from someone yesterday. See, most of them gone. Actually now we in first week of autumn. This is actually in Australia. Autumn is a good time to go and clean up all your needles and all that now, because all the needles start getting a bit brown. They're a lot easier to remove now. You can remove them a bit earlier in the year, but I like to do it now because they get yellowish already and they're a lot easier to remove, so I can do job a bit faster. When they're too strong, it's a good time to do, but I don't have enough time, so I'm always find that the chore can be easier for me than I do it. See, the trees is naked enough. Looking at the tree now, so say if you look at the tree go up and this art back to your eyes is not that great neither, and then you turn around here, this is not really nice here, but that's stopping you from looking at the tree. So I'm going to try to bring the tree up a bit. We will chin that and make a very small tree, and hopefully we can make the tree look just for the tree, I guess. Wire the same. This wire you might need a lot bigger gauge, so I'm going to double the wire on this tree. So the same thing, put your wire in. Both of these fingers are holding here to support, and then you twist 1 or 2 there, and then you can start it on this side. Pies is very easy to wire too because they're flexible, and when they're this small, there's no issue of doing wiring there. When you feel the wire a bit strong for this already, you stop. Don't keep going because you will damage the tree. So I'm going to use it to do the top. So that one, and then you go to the next one, the same thing. Just hold your wire in, follow the same line. So I wanted to wire this one and this one on using the same wire. Any wire you do, just make sure you have anchor. Now if you want to see the technique of how to wire a tree, there is Madam Bonsai wiring video. You can check on that one, or you can follow on this one here. I can repeat myself again if it needs, but I'm do opposite what I normally sitting, so pardon me for that. So normally I sit in front of the tree to do, but because of the video, so I do behind the tree, so a little bit harder for me to do, but I seem to start learning to do behind the front of the tree okay now. So seem to be like we can train ourselves to do anything to suit with it. So the same with tree, you can train them to grow any way you want it to. If you sit in front of the tree, you do this wiring very easy, but because I'm behind the tree, so it's a little bit tricky. Always pick an anchor. If you don't have an anchor to do that, borrow somewhere, but don't do the tree. Make sure like all the wire really solid like this, so later on you move the tree or you bend the tree really, really, really easy. Don't get all this needle into the wiring because that's the fungus. I said it so many times because it happens all the time and the tree health is not going to be there. Finish your wire up like that so later on when you bend the tree, the wire don't come out. Give yourself the habit of keeping the tree nice and neat. If you have time, just take your time and do it. Don't have to hurry what I'm doing now. I think this tree gonna become nice, but I think in time. If you put your wire in correctly, David, everyone, then you can move. You see how easy it is to move the tree? You can shape your tree a lot easier if the wiring come on correctly. You can always go back and refine it, but later on in time. I will angle the tree a little bit like that when I pot it up. So pretty much just roughly there until you get into the pot that you want, and you can style the tree a lot better. So I'm going to take this out. I don't think he's secured there. So when you work with pine, careful, because if you put your hand here and the bark is quite easily to break, so try to find the spot that it doesn't have much bark and move it out. So the trees is really easy to get out, because look at this, is more like a flower pot. It's beautiful antique pot, but easy to get out. This is a pot that I pre-picked before that I wanted to get the trees in. So I'm going to cut the root to that. Before we cut the root, let's clean this off and to see if we can find a better root base for it. If there is better root, we can cut off some of the small one, because I believe this tree underneath this is beautiful. A lot of tree under there is beautiful, so under the root base. So let's clean this out first. I want to change the soil too, so regardless of what we do, you see how big the pot is? And the soil in here is extremely dry. And on this side is really wet. So that's why I keep repeating myself. When we pot up a tree, just make sure here is the water have to get in evenly. And then look at this tree here. I think this tree here died the top because of this. So if I move it out now, the trees is soaking wet, but under here, it's dry as a desert. There is absolutely nothing under there. So that killed tree quite fast too. So we go through that process again. So everywhere else is really wet, but just next to the trunk is absolutely dry. You can saw this out if you want straight away, it's easier, but sometimes doing this is quite relaxing to remove all the soil off trees. With that tool, you can just saw it off. Trees look like that it haven't been pot up long, maybe a year or even less. So it's really easy to get it out, easy to remove the soil too. So when you get to here already, let's remove some of this root here that is really big under here. It's no need. So we take those out. They're not healthy too. Look at this is so brown. So we just take all that off. The more fiber root you keep, the tree a lot more healthy. But you still have to be enough room for soil to go in, the oxygen to go in. So just make sure you go in and thin it out. I thin the root as much as I thin the pad out. So if anything zigzag like this, I seem to go in and trim it. So when the water or the soil go in, it's a lot easier. So I treat the root exactly the same way as I treat the top. And if the tree, like the juniper I done maybe last week or the week before, you know how one side it doesn't have root, then you pot your tree different so it can grow. But this one is evenly beautiful, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to get into a very thin pot. So all this major big root, I'm going to remove it. Treat any repotting tree the same as would a dig up tree do too. So they all the same condition. Just extra care the first 2 weeks. Everyone know Madame Bonsai know that she repot all her trees throughout the year. David, I did repot your trident not long ago. I think through, was it in spring I repotted it? Somewhere there. And someone asking me like, why repot that now? But if you can see David trident maple now, you know how healthy it is. So you can repot anytime, just as long as you look after it the first 2 weeks. Make sure that they don't get the wind blow too much. The water, keep it moist but not soaking wet. And any time of the year you can do it. So go in, and now I just want to clean up all these top baby tiny little root up here. It doesn't make your tree look good. Just hold your tree away from all the bark because it might hurt the bark and it doesn't look good. Any root that is zigzag out, take it out too. Cosmetic, everyone. It's up to how your standard wood looking tree. Then you can just spend extra time to make it look nice. But this doesn't hurt the tree, okay? Just don't worry about removing them. Important is to make sure the water get in all this later on when we pot it up, so we don't kill the tree in future. So this bark here actually have a lot of insect in here, so this one have in there too. So today we're gonna brush some lime into it. We have to treat the whole tree, so there is a few there. Or you can wash it out and keep the tree house full sun. This is maybe sitting in a little bit of shade, that why. They do love getting into all this bark, and then we're losing it. So that our trees is clean, and I am happy with the root. Due to I see some of this, so I'm going to wash the tree with water out a little bit, just to make sure that we don't have any other insect sitting in around. And then I will treat it with lime for this tree before we pot it up, okay? So give me 2 seconds. So this pot here, I wouldn't call it a real design, a good design. I picked the pot because I really like it. As a gift, the same person gave me that tree. Also, he gave me a few pot, and one of these I wanted to put in to remember him. That is a gift. But you see how flat it is, and if I put any of it later on when we put the pot down, it's like that. But if I don't put on, I got nothing to anchor my tree down, so I'm going to put up with that for maybe 6-7 months before the root the root going out, and then we can take it off. Same thing, soil on the bottom. Flat pot like this is really easy to do, so it barely get the air pocket into it. We do the tree first, and then we do some carving on the tree. So ideally the tree, as I want to take that off and make the tree like that and drop one branch there, so I'm going to pot the tree up. I think that was good. Yeah, that should be good. If you use pot like this in future, my advice is to pot it into a pot similar size, so all the root can grow to the similar pot like this, and you pot it up in here for look. But if I do it now, it means I have to secure the tree quite well, or else the trees move and all that. So it's up to you. I just like instant a lot, as in I don't have time to go back to it. Back then, if I have a few hundred trees, I can do all that. But now I'm a little bit shortcut on a lot of things to make my life a bit easier in future. So we're gonna secure these down because I have to do some carving later, so I want the tree to really secure. And if it's not tight, you can just go over the other side just to secure it down a little bit more. You see how the roots are outside of the pot like this, just cut them off. So you want the root to sit completely inside the pot. And then soil in as usual. Anything you're not sure what I'm doing, say if you want to ask about the soil, the pot secure, the wiring, just go through Madame Bonsai and check those keywords because there is a lot of video already existing and I don't feel like repeating myself too much. I worry I bored you, not that I can stop talking. But just check those so you can learn all the little technique here and there. Same thing, back of your tool or chopstick, just make sure you fit. When a flat pot like this, you have to be quite careful around the root base. So gently, just make sure you go everywhere just to make sure there's no air pocket on the side here. So when you water, you see if we don't do here, you water it run out here. You want the water to go in here. If the pot is a lot thinner, you can even fit a little bit of sphagnum moss. The sphagnum moss keep the moist and also they like a strength to bring the water to underneath the trees and all that. So it's a really good little trick here and there just to make your tree healthy. But with this one, I know this pot is really good for the water to come in. So just go around. This root here later on, we put something to hold it down like that. But in the meantime, I just let the soil go in first and we'll deal with that root in a minute. I use the akadama really fine because they are breakable in a very short term. So more as well, I just use it small akadama, but everything else is I use a little bit bigger for drainage. Okay, to hold this root down, this is what I do anyway, and if you find it is useful, just get any bonsai wire like a hook like that, and then you go into your root and then secure it down. This pot is really thin, so I don't know if we can do, but let's try. Pair of plier end. Break it. I get quite clumsy sometimes. Let's see, let me have a few knock on it and see. You know what, I have to find something to secure the pot before I kill the pot. When the pot is this thin and if you use tool like chisel and all that, worry you break the pot, use this, I use this a lot, or just a plastic pot. You put it underneath and it hold, and also it gives you a little bit of like a spring to it. And so when you use the diesel and all that, the pot don't get too much stress. So here I just wanted to make like the tree going out there, that where the top of the tree dead. So we're gonna make a little gin on it. Gin called dripwood, or try to make it as natural as you can. You can use any of this to pull it, plier or even anything that you can grab on. So good. Is that all right? Natural pulls is good too. Now don't do what I do. Secure this pot a little bit better when you do this. I should have do this before, but right now I'm already start, so I'm just gonna keep going with it. So I want to pull this down. As I said before, it's cosmetic, so just spend your time and look at the tree and just made it to suit you too. But just follow whatever the tree doing. If you want to make anything that is not there, then you have to make it as natural as you can. So the gin can be a unique thing, can make the tree look really good, or can make the tree look really bad if we don't tint it right. So just careful and look at the tree and take your time to do it. Don't rush with the gin. I'm pretty happy with that. And then it will, all these is going to dry out. You can change the color or you can just keep it as it is. So try to make it, that was the tree here that is already dead. So just try to make it that you made it yourself, but it's really the natural of the tree already there. It's the thing about bonsais is sometimes it surprises you a little bit. You see, I just pull it out here. It get rotten in here too. So if we don't treat this, our tree gonna get worse. Look at this. So they're inside here. Now I'm running out of lime soapers, which I have to go and get it today. But while you already open it up, clean it right out. Now if my pronunciation is not right, please check like any insect killer or anything treat for all these with your hardware store, or I will get typed up correctly. So check in the YouTube, you will see the correctly done one after we got work done after. Yeah, they everywhere in here. They kill tree very fast, all these things. They're just hiding inside all these bark. If you don't clean it out and treat it, slowly they will kill your tree, or all the bark never look good anyway because it doesn't fold. So all this driftwood, it's supposed to fold it. But because of the insects are sitting in here, I want to clean it right out and see. Fold it. My machine somewhere, I can't find it. This machine will be really, really quick. But you can have fun with this too. If wasn't any of these, the scarf fold really nice. But because of this, you see how it die off. So now we just try to get it to where it live. I think that's very good for the gin already. You can refine it later, roughly that's the style you want. So I'm gonna dress the tree up with some moss. You see how the pot flowing this way? If we don't put anything to stop it, when you water it's run. So we use moss for look, also for holding your soil. And in time they will bond it together. And this tree, when you cut the wire out, you can take the whole tree out. It's really pretty. Moss is, sometimes it grow everywhere or on other tree, but make sure that it's clean on the bottoms. You don't want to fit with a lot of soil on it. When they get into this akadama, they grow even faster because of the moist of it. They grow even faster than on anywhere around your garden. And you can choose to remove some of this moss when the tree root is really healthy. And you can take the tree out and check. Whenever you want to check any tree, you can just cut the wire, take the tree out, check the root. Don't stress with moving the tree out and worry it's killed it or not. If the tree roots everywhere after 6 months and it's not bond together, that's not a really good repotting or not good growth for the tree. So then it's no point to scared of it, just straight out. Now someone asked me, I believe it's Andy, I think, what am I using for wood hardening the other day on the video, black pine. So this is a product that I bought from Bunnings. So any wood hardening you can. Use a brush. Myself, I never use anything. I see anything, I use it. So just tip it out on your finger sealing the tree is the best one. It's just a bit messy, but I find it is the best way because it slowly get into the tree and it doesn't run everywhere. This is only applied where the deadwood or where the gins and all that you do. Don't put it on where it's live because it turns into like wood, really hard too. I use my hand for all these because I find it is a lot better to control where I want it. So all this before there, you applied a little bit for these too. All the insect, all the pet don't like this smell too, so they go away too. So you can just pretty much anything can make the insect go away if they got crazily ugly smell. I sometimes put vinegar on it. Vinegar do so many things for me. I spray around the garden on the bench and all that so insect doesn't come. That's why the garden always look really green, little thing that you do. So that's it. What do you think? So I'm going to give it a bit of water now. If you want to watch me water, that's fine. If not, just gently with your hose. Hose it here, but don't spray where your wood hardening got on. So just water the tree. And here you got just a little Mugo pine that I had it as a gift yesterday. The pot is a gift from him too. So thank you and Bear for this. And I hope you all like it. Subscribe if you want to see me again. Ask me anything, request anything. I will follow through, and slowly every week I will feed through to everyone as fast as I can. But important is the information that you need to walk away to do your own tree, that you're confident with it. I want to mention this because I read so many in comment and I also get back to them. When you do any tree, first thing first, do with full confidence. Don't have to do anything, because I know that if you have done, there is a chance the tree will suffer. So confident with your tree. If you listen to me and I said cut the root, cut the root. If I said use this soil, use it. You follow one with me, and if you see your tree doesn't do anything, then maybe it not suit you. But don't have done half of this, half of that. The tree will just suffer sometimes. So goodbye for now, and I will see you in the next video.